Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough. And since I reviewed the Hazbin Hotel pilot last October, how about we take another dive with Viviziepop cartoons once again and talk about the Helluva Boss pilot. Now, unlike Hazbin, which had a ton of build-up with the updates and the trailer videos for 5 years of its production, Helluva Boss didn't really get the same kind of hype when it was being created. The only build-up it had were some brief mentions on social media and an update video before the pilot was uploaded. All we knew at the time was that it would be another series that took place in Hell, there would be some recognizable voice actors, and it would be a workplace comedy. That's all we knew at the time. A couple weeks later, it was posted in November of 2019, and since then has had 2 official episodes posted in 2020, one in October and another in December. And just recently, a trailer for the rest of the first season says that it'll be hitting YouTube this summer. And like how the fandom for Hazbin blew up after a simple pilot release, Helluva Boss has been doing rounds amongst various online communities. Some critics that were very analytical of the Hazbin pilot even preferred this one, saying that it was, quote, showing more potential. Oh, I'm one of the people that liked the Hazbin pilot, so let's see how this one stacks up in comparison. This is the pilot to Helluva Boss. The pilot begins at the business building of IMP Inc., a place that specializes in assassinations on behalf of wayward souls who feel that they've been screwed over in the world of the living. As we begin on the company staff, consisting of 4 people, strategizing a new way to advertise and boost business.
What about a car wash?
This is hell, Millie. No one cares about cars being clean here, okay? Whoa, what about a billboard?
I mean, yeah, a billboard wouldn't hurt. It worked for Patty's Pub.
I don't need any reminding, sir, considering you blew most of our salaries on an obnoxious TV ad last week.
Oh, well, the commercial definitely should have helped them with their business. It worked for the Krusty Krab.
Are you a piece of shit who got yourself sent to hell, or are you an innocent soul who got fucked over by someone else?
After lovingly killing my wife for fucking a delivery man, you can imagine my surprise when I wound up here.
Hey look, reference to the Hazbin pilot. Fanfic writers, get busy. You got plenty to work with right now. Yeah, maybe it's just me, but probably don't want to include footage of accidentally shooting a child in your commercial. Then again, it is Hell, so who knows, maybe that would draw potential clients.
He appears to be in stable condition, but he'll need surgery. Now, what insurance provider do you freaks have? The fuck is insurance?
Okay, first time I saw this, my stomach was hurting so hard I was laughing, so yeah, that's probably my favorite line in the whole pilot. Also, I gotta ask, and maybe this will be expanded upon in the actual show at some point, but do the people in the world of the living not mind the fact that there are literal demons walking around? I mean, Dr. Genderbent Mandy here doesn't seem to mind it at all. Either way, it seems that they end up taking the kid with them because they can't pay the hospital bill. Unlike the Hazbin pilot, which had a lot of setting up to do in a 30-minute runtime, this is an 11-minute video that just mainly consists of a bunch of short vignettes that show off their characters and their group dynamic. So I'm going to go through each of the characters one by one and show off what they're about. First we got Blitz, the company's boss, voiced by the YouTuber Brandon Rogers. And I always liked this guy's stuff, even before finding out he was going to be in this. I always liked his edgy sense of humor and his acting range with all of his different characters. Kind of like a Filthy Frank with a slightly bigger budget.
Well, it tasted like candy to me.
And what are you supposed to be, a disappointment?
Oh, we ain't going nowhere until you drink all your milk. Oh, you want to see Jesus?
And with his talented vocal skills, he does a really good job as Blitz. In a way, he's kind of like this show's version of Angel Dust from Hazbin. Very short-tempered, self-important, a total loudmouth, and it seems like he could care less about any of the people around him. But I mean, there are some differences between the two. I mean, Blitz is the head of his own company, not a streetwalker like Angel. It's not like he has to perform some kind of sexual acts to get what he wants.
Oh God, it was one time! If I hadn't slept with that privileged asshole, none of us would have access to the living world.
Okay, yeah, scratch that, never mind. Yeah, it seems that the only way the gang at IMP are able to go up to the land of the living is because of this dark magic book, possibly a Necronomicon, which is owned by this royal owl man named Stolas. Thankfully, he's not an abusive dick like Angel's pimp Valentino. Stolas is just more foppish and eccentric, and won't stop calling Blitz because he wants to have sex with him.
He's a political candidate causing trouble up on Earth for a few of my associates. He's trying to convince people global warming exists.
Doesn't it?
Well, yes, but more people die if nothing is done about it.
Typical liberal propaganda. Yeah, global warming. The world's just magically getting warmer. Okay, yeah, there are some people that exaggerate global warming, but I mean, saying that it's just not a thing, period, that seems a little bit...
Look, all I'm saying is that if you deny climate change, you belong in prison.
Okay, Jesus, I was not gonna go that far. I'm sorry, aren't you the guy that said that milk causes autism?
I don't know. Aren't you the guy that said that vaccines cause autism?
Aren't you the guy that says that everything is literally sexist, racist, and homophobic?
I don't know. Aren't you the guy that says that everything is satanic, liberal, atheist, communist propaganda?
Oh my god, why do these guys keep getting written into my videos? Next up, there's the company's secretary and dispatcher, Luna. No, not that one. Or that one. Stop it. Luna is a literal hellhound werewolf teen girl with the mannerisms of a stereotype emo goth kid, with drinking habits, drug and sex addictions, and bad attitude towards her fellow employees.
Whoever left the fucking avocado salad in the fridge, I'm taking it because I have the worst hangover right now.
Why would you drink on a work night?
I'm hungover from this morning, dumbass.
Isn't that my lunch?
You know what? I can't take this assault right now. I need to blow off some fucking steam.
Meh, could be worse. I mean, you want a really annoying wannabe emo teenage werewolf? Just look at Teen Alpha Werewolf. Isn't that right, Evan?
I don't want to play Xbox. I don't want to fit in. I just want to be a teen werewolf.
And lastly, there's the married couple, Moxie and Millie. And if you know your voice actors, tell me who you think Moxie is voiced by.
We aren't a family, sir. You are the boss. We are the employees. You treat her like she's some troubled teenager. She's more like a meth-addicted homeless woman you let man the phone.
That's right. Richard Horvitz, baby. And I really like the voice that he lends to the character. It's refreshing to see him not get typecasted as the loud screaming buffoon like he usually was. Instead, he plays Moxie as the most level-headed person in the office, and he only yells when he feels that his boss is being irrational and ignoring his advice. Whereas Blitz is like Angel, Moxie is kind of like Charlie in a way, both being more sensitive despite being demons, like how Charlie sees the good in people and wants to redeem the people of hell with her hotel. Moxie isn't really good at his job since he's not very trigger-happy or open to killing for the sake of killing. Though granted, this kind of thing is explored more in the first episode than the pilot. And like how Charlie has Vaggie, Moxie's love and support comes from his wife, Millie. And they're just so adorable together, you know what, ship it. Anyway, she's portrayed as probably the nicest person in the office, always trying to be a moderator between her boss and her husband whenever they get pissed off with one another.
Nobody actually likes the jingles.
I liked it.
Do not agree with him in front of me.
And while you can appreciate her for trying to keep the peace, you can still understand Moxie's frustration since it seems that Blitz desperately wants to hang out with the two, even when they're outside of work, including watching them while they sleep.
What you dreaming about?
I was dreaming my parents were being murdered, but now I'd like to go back to that.
Watching them while they sleep. Okay, considering how Blitz says this in the first episode,
I will fuck you and your wife. Alrighty!
and then does this in the second,
Oh, Blitz, you're such a good boss. Yeah, I really want you, sir. Me too. Let's three-way.
let's get off this subject. Let's just go back to everybody yelling at each other.
Does immaturely insulting me make you feel better about your sad, single life?
It actually does.
The only reason you have a wife is because you're easy to manage. No, he's not, you bitch!
Do not talk to my receptionist that way. She's sensitive.
Yes, I am!
You guys are all fucking assholes. It's been a literal hell having to pretend to be paralyzed so you fuckshits wouldn't kill me. But now I want that. I want death.
That's right, kids. You ever want to see a cartoon where you get to hear the voice of Billy from Billy and Mandy and Invader Zim use swear words? Then this is the cartoon for you.
You are a selfish, greedy clown, and I'm a kid. We're supposed to like clowns, even the creepy ones. Hey now, that's not very... If I wanted to hear from a spineless jackass, I'd rip out your spine and ask you some shit.
I mean, as harsh as the kid's being, he does make a good point. I mean, Blitz should stop being a selfish jerk, and Moxie should stand up for himself more, and...
That's my husband you're talking to.
That's your husband? I figured you for a slut.
Okay, wow, we just went from 0 to 100 real fast on that one.
And you?
What? What about me?
Nothing. I don't talk to dogs. I'm a cat person.
In the kid's defense, he probably said that because insulting a wolf creature wouldn't be smart. Not like it really matters, since it turns out the kid actually was their target that they were paid to kill. And aw, look at that. Everyone's bonding over killing a child. But I mean, hey, you know, they might be bad guys, but they're not bad guys. You know, they're reasonable. They even dropped the remains off with the grieving mother. Okay, maybe that wasn't the right way of saying that.
You're welcome.
That was the pilot for Helluva Boss, and just like Hazbin, I really liked it. I'm not really sure how I'd compare it to Hazbin, since it does have a little bit more to offer with 2 episodes so far, and a 3rd episode apparently dropping sometime next month. But even still, I think this pilot did a really good job showcasing its location, basic premise, and especially the characters and their group dynamics. The characters are endearing and funny, with all the writing that's very similar to Hazbin, with clear inspiration from other shows like It's Always Sunny. Honestly, I may even think that this pilot was slightly funnier than Hazbin, mainly because it was centered more on humor. Now if you're curious what I think about the first 2 episodes, I'm actually planning on reviewing the first season once it's complete, so I'll be revisiting the show at some point. But as of now, all I'll say is it's very entertaining. There were some minor things that were changed, like certain color choices and some voice actors were swapped, but other than that, I really liked the show and I really enjoyed the pilot. As of now, I think Helluva Boss is a pretty solid series. Well, February's coming up, and since February is now my unofficial music review month, I guess, looks like I'm going to be talking about a bunch of different music, videos, and songs and stuff like that. But until then, I'm the Media Whiz, because one art form wasn't enough.
In the afterlife, you could be headed for the serious strife. Now you make the scene all day, but tomorrow they'll be held to pay. In the afterlife, you could be headed for the serious strife. Now you make the scene all day, but tomorrow they'll be held to pay. People listen attentively, I mean about future calamity. I used to think the idea was obsolete until I heard the old man dampen his feet.
Sorry, I fucked your husband.